I'm coming right down! I told them that the weights would travel at the same speed, but they couldn't see it. Not that it is easy, mind you, to visualize something when you have only your data to look at. There are only two ways I know of to accomplish this. One is to be a genius like me, but then geniuses such as myself come along only once or twice in a lifetime, maybe less. The other way is to build a machine that can transform the data into a visual image. This is much more practical, though by no means an easy task. I built a visualization machine back in 1609. It was called a telescope. By today's standards, it was pretty crude, but for my day, it was revolutionary. I could see that the Milky Way was not just a nebulous band stretching across the sky, but myriads of stars. I discovered that the moon was pocked with craters, and I made careful drawings of my observations. No one had seen these things before. The technology was simply not available until my time. But with the technology, new things could be seen. It was remarkable. How valuable it is to scientific discovery for a scientist to be able to visualize data. Sometimes things become apparent that one had never imagined before. Now take, for instance, when I first looked through my telescope at Jupiter. What I saw was not just the planet, but 4 tiny stars arranged alongside of it. Did these points of light belong to Jupiter, or were they stars much farther away? That simply lined up with the planet in my field of view. I watched for nights, making careful notes. If they were stars, they would stay in one position, while Jupiter wandered away from them. But what I discovered was that the moons, I say moons because that is what they are, moved along with Jupiter and indeed changed their positions as they orbited that planet. What a wonderful device, this telescope! Each night the data changed. And with each change, my visual model began to grow more complex until I had a clear picture of what was happening at this planet. And that is how I became convinced that Jupiter was a model for what is happening on a larger scale in the solar system. That the sun is at the center while we on Earth revolve in an orbit around it. Of course, it was not a popular idea at the time, and I was obliged to publicly proclaim my error. Of course, it must have been the telescope that was in error. Fortunately for the Inquisition, I did not have the powerful visualization tools that you have today. For you, things are much different. I had to build my own visualization machine. Scientists today have capabilities I never dreamed of. The visualization systems and AVS software from Stardent. Today, scientists can concentrate on the science instead of spending time creating visualization tools like I had to do. Yet, like my telescope, Stardent's AVS is so flexible and easy to use that you can immediately be productive using a Stardent visualization system. This is critical, since the problems of today's scientists and engineers are well beyond what I ever imagined could be solved. As powerful a visualization tool as it was for my day, my telescope simply extended my ability to see existing physical phenomena. Today, you are visualizing things that can't possibly be seen by the eye, like the physics of a thunderstorm in the making, the interaction of molecules, all from massive volumes of computational data. Amazing. Think of it. Through the marvelous invention of the telescope, I was able to look out into the universe. But you can go out into the universe and look back at the Earth. In fact, a Stardent visualization system has even helped create a view of Earth you could never get from space. Total Earth image, completely unobstructed by the cloud cover that normally blankets most of our planet. The visualization machines of your day contain the vast databases and graphics visualization software that allow you to truly see the unseen. My, how far science has come since my poor telescope. But I suppose I should be content. After all, it was the greatest visualization tool of my time. Fortunately for you, visualization technology has been revolutionized by the people at Stardent. Here now is a fine young person to tell you more about the most advanced visualization systems of your time. Stardent's computers and AVS software. Oh, make sure you ask the Stardent people how to avoid being tried for heresy. Sometimes these visualization tools can tell you more than is healthy to know.